up, you guys? It is Mary.
And Amma.
We might press a like,
share,
subscribe,
and comment
down below, y'all. Because today we are going to be talking about the abuse allegations that Gwen has made. I know we did a video on that yesterday, but that was hearsay. Mm-hmm. We can officially confirm that we have heard it. We have seen it with our own eyeballs.
Yes.
And Gwen actually, she did say, she said, you know, I don't know if people would necessarily call spanking abuse. But there were sometimes she does feel like it is, because some people go a little too far with her or whatever.
Yes.
But she said she can name a few occasions where she was beaten or was spanked or beaten, physically abused, where she actually had bruises.
Yes, she did say that.
So she did say that. She didn't make it a big deal. She said it very matter of factly.
She did.
She kept it moving. Mm-hmm. So, but she did say, she said yes. So I was physically abused. Yeah. So she said it.
Yeah. So I feel like the reason why she talked about the spanking was because obviously, probably that's what Kody quantifies it as, that I'm spanking my child. But she is saying, for her, this is how it was. He did physically abuse me, because I think spanking is physical abuse, and it does not work.
Now, for
and
me,
he left bruises. And you know, I still stand by what I said yesterday, that fathers should not be ever putting hands on daughters. Period.
Yeah.
Not in discipline, not in spanking, certainly not hitting. I just don't think so. I think fathers, they are already much bigger, much stronger than their daughters.
Listen, men are built differently from women.
I don't feel like that, you know.
Yeah.
I think that it's best you turn to your spouse or the daughter's mom, you know, for her to handle that. You can report that. You can.
I know. I don't think it's bad for a mom to be a disciplinarian for a daughter. Yeah. I think it's actually necessary. Yeah. I don't think a man should. I don't think a man should discipline. Even if you have in your household good cop, bad cop, whatever, where you like have one parent where they do the disciplining, then you have one child, one parent who is more like softer or whatever. Yeah. Even if that person's a bad cop, that don't mean he gonna discipline your daughter. No. Sometimes you have to do that as well. I feel like all parents have to discipline and be soft for the children.
I don't think fathers should put their hands on daughters, because I think when you do that, you're going to set her up for abuse later in life.
Absolutely.
Because she's going to find this. Especially when she's there saying she has bruises. Like, how hard did you have to hit her to have bruises?
Well, you know, some people in our comment section were talking about how, you know, some of them actually grew up with abuse and everything. You know, I had a friend who said that their parent actually used to beat them with extension cords, and that was a form of spanking. Like, I knew this girl in college, and I thought was crazy.
Yeah, that's like a whip. That's what they used with slavery.
No, like the hard part of the extension cord.
That's why I say it's abuse.
Exactly.
It's like using a whip.
But they said it was spankings, though. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, I just feel like, yes, you have corporal punishment, and they say, well, you should not spare the rod with your child. Mm-hmm. I feel like in some cases, sure. But I feel like even with me growing up, I kind of always was more affected by you taking away my phone. Yeah. But I felt like that, like that would really mess me up. You took away my phone, it would be, I would be having a whole fit where you beat me for like what, maybe 2 minutes or whatever. Yeah. Well, not even 2 minutes. Like it would give me like maybe 1 or 2 beatings or whatever. That was when I was really bad, because I barely ever got beatings. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like a spanking. But then it was like, oh, that's fine.
And it doesn't really work. It actually doesn't really work.
The spankings don't work, because 2 minutes later I'm like, oh, I can go be on my phone and go do the mischievous stuff I was doing anyway. Yeah. So I'm like, I'll go ice my bottom and go do what I have to go do. Yeah. But at least you didn't take my phone, though. Yeah. That's just for me.
I spanked my kids. And when things were really, like when they're like totally awful.
A couple times we lost our minds, for sure. And, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, let me bring that to earth real quick.
I cannot count on one hand. It's less than that time for her and for her brother.
Yeah, you really did not spank us like that.
I think I did that 3 times for my son, and maybe a couple of times for her. Yeah. But that's when something is really bad. Yeah. Like, if you did something that could, like, kill someone by accident, I'm going to spank you for that. Yeah. Because that's what I did.
I mean, that's not...
If you're going to call someone the B word, I'm going to spank you for that. Yeah. So those were the things. But everything else, you give me an attitude, don't care. Yeah. you yell and slam the door, I don't care about that. That's regular teenage stuff. Yeah. But what I found, even though, and so for me, now what I learned was that spanking was not effective. No. It was effective just in the sense that you knew that this was really bad. But what I could have done too, I could have just taken your stuff for a longer period of time. So I now I
you took my phone from me, and my brother had to watch me because it was kind of like I was addicted to the phone or whatever. Like I lost my mind. Yeah. Like, and I think after that,
I just kind of, I knew to get your phone.
Yeah, basically. And
I
was
at work, and I was like, don't give it to her. You have the passcode. So I mean, I did spank my kids, but no, I will not say
it was only dire cases, really.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say now. Yeah. Like I will tell my kids, you don't have to spank your children. You can talk to them, because I find that when I talk to them and I take things from them, it's more effective. Because for me, I always felt spanking is for like really bad situations. That's what I'll use it for, where child has really lost their mind. And I just want them to know this is a boundary that you don't cross.
Yeah.
This is a boundary that you don't cross, and that's why I'm spanking you. And I always explain to them why.
Yeah, I know. You said, okay, well, this is why this is happening. Okay, you ready now?
That's what I'll do. And I used to use a wooden spoon that I think the last time I spanked her, which was the second time,
I had done some really out-of-pocket stuff. Yeah, I hit that spoon. I could not sit down for a couple of days. My booty was ripped. I was like,
I didn't find that spoon anymore.
Oh, I hit it on the top of the kitchen cabinet. It was like 2 a.m. in the morning. I said, where the hell is that spoon? I think that was the day that you actually beat me. It was that same day I went and I hid that. No, I think it was the next day because I went to bed crying. The next day I went, I took that wooden spoon and I hid it at the very top. Yeah. Even when we moved out, I never got that wooden spoon because I was like, you are not taking that spoon with us to the next house. Yeah. No,
and I always felt bad. I actually always felt bad spanking them.
I know you always come and be like, this is why you did this. You know?
I always felt bad because I felt like, I maybe wrongly, that I had to show them that boundary, because I don't want you going to cross that boundary out there. Yeah. Where you're not going to get that break. Like if you harm someone and they pass away, like because you had a temper, something's you'll be in jail. So those boundaries, I'll say, don't cross. Like calling B words, no. That's a boundary I don't want you to cross, because I don't want you to be out there, crossing it. But I always felt really bad having to spank the kids, because when I was coming up, I received a spanking once when I ran away from home. Yeah. From my mom, once she found me. But my father never spanked me. So I was like, it's not something that I grew up with, but it's supposed to be used if you really get out of line. Yeah. So we all understood that as children. If you really get out of line, you do something that can impact you in the outer world, you're going to get a spanking for that.
Me personally, if my child ever talks back to me, I don't think it warrants me spanking them.
I don't think
honestly.
So. And I mean, my kids talk back to me all the time. And especially when they were going through their little hormonal phase, they get upset, they go to their room, they slam the door. Like I'll tell them, okay, I don't like you slamming the door or whatever, but I'm not going to go back and forth and do all that. Because, sometimes you're just going to have a bad day, and that's okay.
And I feel like, it's not okay to talk back to your parent, I have definitely improved, since then for sure. But I feel like sometimes they just do that. I think it's important to correct them and let them know why you don't do this. I'm your parent. You should respect me. You should respect authority. Yeah. You shouldn't get into this thing where you're talking back. Like that girl who went and was talking back to her teacher all in her face, slapped the phone out her hand. Yeah. Like, I feel like in those cases, you beat a child for sure.
Those are the boundaries. They're boundaries.
But you have to teach your child boundaries for
that
sure.
you cannot cross. And so for me, because that's how I was raised, when you cross a boundary, you are going to get a spanking for that. Yeah. Because if you did that outside of my home, the ramifications are going to be much worse than this spanking you're going to get. So for me, that's how I see it.
Yeah.
But, you know, in this times, that was then. I just feel like now people are very frustrated a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We just saw another teenager beat up a student. Was it a student had beat up a teacher? Yeah. A 6'6" student beat up a teacher because she took away his Nintendo.
Yeah. Now I just feel like the times that we're living in, I don't think parents really should be spanking children. And yeah, it sounds hypocritical of me saying that, but not really, because I feel that when I spanked my kids, it was really to show them it was because a boundary has been crossed completely. And if you do that outside of my home, you're going to get into a lot more trouble. And I need you to understand, don't cross this boundary ever in life.
Yeah.
So, but now I just feel as though the times that we're living in, there's so much violence out there already. And, you know, the kids are going through so much just being out here in this world. And I feel that it's just best for the children and for the parents to kind of talk things through, because everybody's frustrated in life.
Yeah.
And it's going to be so easy to take out frustrations on children.
Yeah.
So the best thing is just take spanking out, you know, call it spanking, physical abuse, take that out and just let us use our words to get to our children.
That's what Mary did
and
to the
you
kids.
Can also
she took her frustrations out of them.
And you can take things from them. Like my son was 20 and I took away his games. I took away his games at 18, at 19, at 20. And he never turned around to act a fool with me. Like, children have to be able to control all of those things. And I think the times that I was most effective, I think, was when I talked to the children. So yeah, going on to, so that's our story about, you know, call it physical abuse, call it spanking. That's the story. I certainly don't see it as physical abuse.
I don't see it as physical abuse either. Because the times that I got spanked, I actually absolutely deserved it. And I'm shocked that she hadn't spanked me earlier for other things.
Yeah, I just don't.
You know, yeah.
But if the boundary has been crossed,
if one definitely feels like a boundary was crossed with her, that's why she's calling it physical abuse, then I give her that.
But that's how she sees it. And and I feel like it's a valid point, because Kody was there throwing her up in the air when she doesn't like it.
And she said apparently he has always yelled at her. The way that he yelled at Christine or whatever, he has always yelled at her like that as well.
Yeah, and she says that that's how he has been yelling at Christine for all her life. I mean, that's why Christine remains calm, because she's used to Kody.
Yeah.
She's used to Kody just yelling at her, which I guess we'll talk about later.
Yeah, but also I'm happy that we were able to watch it, because we were able to find out that she said he did throw her up in the air because to like scare her or terrify her or whatever the case may be from doing stuff or whatever. I feel like, especially if she's a bigger child, like younger than a baby, I feel like that can be terrifying. Like if somebody threw my big self up in the air, I'll be horrified. Even if it's just like 2 feet up in the air.
The child is not past the age of 1. I don't know why you're throwing them up in the air. There's some babies who love it. Like my brothers, my father will throw them and they'll be laughing. Uncle Malik would.
Well, you're innocent. You don't really know what thing calls harm.
That's what I'm
hitting
saying.
The concrete floor.
But past the 1 years of age, you throw a child up in the air, no. And to scare her, especially if the child acts scared, don't do that again. If they're scared of you, don't throw them up in the air.
I know.
Because then you're terrifying the child.
Yeah.
But you're their parents, though. You shouldn't be terrifying them.
Oh my God, we had a subscriber yesterday in our comment section who said that her ex-husband once threw her child up in the air so high and did not catch the child. Landed face flat. I think she said he hit the floor.
Oh, wow.
It hit the concrete floor and had to get stitches. And up until today, the child still has a scar. And she said that's partially why that man is actually her ex-husband.
That is crazy.
I was flabbergasted.
That is crazy.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's so
you
much
hit
going
concrete
on.
And you have to get stitches.
I don't even know what that is.
She said it took everything in her not to murder him.
Yeah, why are you throwing up a child in the air when you're standing on a concrete floor?
That's crazy. That is actually insane.
Yeah, that is.
I had to read that twice. I was like, wow.
I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That's tough.
Like you're basically endangering your child's life.
That's what I'm saying. And if you, even when you catch the child and you look at the child and the child looks scared, don't throw them up in the air again. Because that means they're not getting any fun from it.
And they're also, their trust with you is dwindling.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they don't want to trust you at all.
Because you look at the fear in my eye, and you still throw me up again.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, anyway.
And why would you want to scare your daughter? She's supposed to, I don't know, Kody.
That man ain't wrapped too tight. He ain't wrapped too tight.
Like, the more we're finding out about Kody, the more I'm just like,
I mean, obviously all families have secrets and all this stuff. But this was a bit much.
Yeah. Gwen went through a lot.
Absolutely. And I think it's hard.
I can see why she kind of stays away. You know, Peyton says she kind of stays away from the family.
Yeah.
I just, it's still so weird that she still goes to see her dad. I think she's still wanting that daddy-daughter relationship.
I think because of the movies we watch, we always see these movies, daddy's little girl,
and we want to be so bad, yes.
We have this amazing father. Women were kind of conditioned to want to fall in love, to get married, have that happily ever after, and you want the first man in your life to love you.
Yes.
You know what I'm
There
saying?
for you.
Exactly. So you're always kind of vying for that, even if you don't have a great relationship. You're kind of vying for like attention from other men because maybe you have lacked that or whatever.
Yeah.
But obviously she likes women. But I think she is still wanting. She still wants that because the thing is, she looked like she was about to cry.
Yeah.
She was like, it just really hurts me. Like, it looked like she was about to start bawling her eyes out. And then it quickly cut out.
And I
think that's why.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like, this whole Kody thing when he says, if you, respect me, then he's going to give you love. Or
she's still in the denial and acceptance phase. I think McKelty is straight up in the denial phase. She's like, yep, I'm going to put on my glasses and I'm going to continue to say my truth.
Yeah.
I have to give McKelty's Patreon because I haven't really seen anything from her yet. I haven't seen anything recently. We're subscribing to a lot of Patreons. Yeah, she is in complete and utter denial with Robin, with Kody. Listen, let me go and be friends with the woman who ruined my dad. Let me go be friends with my dad's mistress that was with my mom in the marriage. Yeah. Let me go do that. I mean, that's basically what you're doing, McKelty. I don't care. I mean, I said, she's my mom. Yeah. She used you to watch her kids because she's a lazy mother. Okay?
And Peyton did say that, McKelty, it's not that she doesn't even know how Robin is. She just chooses to just focus on, I guess, the good.
So you making a choice to be a snake. That's what it sounds like to me.
Well, Christine doesn't see her as a snake.
So Christine will be all kumbaya and peace and namaste and all this stuff because that's who she is and she's out of there. Yeah. She is in love with whoever, with David. So Christine don't really care. Yeah. Just don't bring them to my house. So I don't think I feel like Christine, she tries her best to be peaceful. Well, I'm sure she has her thoughts in the middle of the night too. I mean, I would. As a mother,
you know something? I mean, I kind of want to say, like, karma coming back because...
She was a child. She didn't know any better.
When her mom left, right, she was close to the other mom. And even after she got married to Kody, she was not letting her mama see the children until Cody's mama had to intervene. So Christine, of all people, should not be upset with McKelty.
Well, that's why she doesn't show that she's upset. Even if she might have, like, the little thoughts or whatever, she doesn't show it. Yeah. So maybe that's why, because she's like, well, I understand it because I was doing that to my mom. And now I'm in my mom's position. Wow. The way history repeats itself through our kids.
I don't know. Do you think that Kody will... Maybe with Kody, hopefully since he watches everything, I'm sure Kody does.
Absolutely.
I am hoping that he sees this part that Gwen says and really at some point makes an effort.
Mom, I'm sure he watched Gabriel and Garrison. He did not give two damns. Not one, not two, not even one lick. So if you didn't have empathy with Gabriel, I doubt you're gonna have empathy with the female, with Gwen.
Yeah.
So it's Mary,
and
we invite you guys to like,
share,
subscribe,
and comment. Let us know your own stories and stuff like that. Do you spank your kids? Do you look at it as physical abuse?
I'm sure some
Do you
people will
think
be like,
that
no.
what Kody did is abusive?
Yeah.
Tell us. Let us know.
Let's get it popping.